The Illinois state eviction moratorium will be phased out in August. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have an article for you today, and it's about the phase out of the Illinois state eviction moratorium. But before I get into that article, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see on this channel. And I'm going to work to keep bringing you great articles that tell you about the eviction moratorium and other news that's of interest to landlords. So, this article comes to us from therealdeal.com, and it says, Illinois to phase out state eviction moratorium during August. Foreclosures can be filed August 1st, enforced after August 31st. Yeah, all the states right now, even the more blue states, are phasing out their eviction moratoriums and finally getting to the point where they're going to allow evictions to start occurring. And some of them have slower approaches to their phase out, and some of them have quicker approaches. Basically, on July 31st, when the CDC moratorium is over, in some states, they're not going to be enforcing the eviction moratorium anymore. Other states have said, hey, we're doing things a little bit differently. Now, I've covered articles about landlords in Illinois who have really been suffering throughout the whole pandemic because of their state eviction moratorium. But you know, it's good to see that even there this is coming to an end. So let's see what the article says about the issue. Illinois will phase out its moratorium on evictions starting in August, 18 months after it took effect, and the same time a federal ban ends. Governor J.B. Pritzker said he plans to issue an executive order July 23rd allowing eviction filings to begin on August 1st, but barring enforcement until August 31st. In a statement, the governor's office urged tenants still unable to keep up with their rent to apply for rental assistance programs that have more than $2 billion in funding. The deadline to apply for aid through the Illinois Rental Payment Program, which received $500 million in funding, is midnight, July 18th. So yeah, a couple of good things there. So the second that the CDC moratorium is over, they're going to, beginning August 1st, allow landlords to apply for eviction against their tenants. Now, from what it says in the article, the landlords can't actually get those tenants removed until at least August 31st. So, unfortunately, for those landlords who have been waiting for a long time, there's another month that they're just going to be losing rent. So, I mean, I know the process isn't super fast in Illinois anyway, but it would have been nice for, especially for people who had already had cases resolved before the pandemic began, if they would be able to remove tenants immediately. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case there. And it does look like they still have rental assistance available in the state, but the problem is that you got to apply for it by July the 18th, and I don't know how many people, they've got 2 days to do that, so we'll see. Pritzker said in May an additional $1.5 billion in housing assistance will be available in coming months. After a year and a half of eviction protections for tenants who lost income during the pandemic, the state is trying to cushion the impact of a return to evictions. For those who do get removed, the court records will remain sealed until the summer of 2022 to give them a chance to find a new apartment without the shadow of eviction hanging over them. Now, I don't know why they're doing that, trying to hide the court records until, the middle of next year. I mean, there's no reason for that. So if these people don't want to face eviction, then they should just leave, okay? That's the biggest thing. If they left, they might be able to work out a deal with the landlord where the landlord doesn't even try to file eviction, but no. So, I mean, it's going to be a bad deal for those landlords who end up with these non-paying tenants in their properties, because these tenants might still not want to pay or might still not be able to pay, and they had no way to figure out if they had been evicted before until after they're already in their units. So, bad deal for the landlords. I don't like that provision at all. I know it's supposed to help the tenants, and it might help a couple of good tenants, but it doesn't say about all these tenants that are abusing the eviction moratorium in order to stay in these properties for longer. I mean, if it's going to just allow them to abuse another landlord. Through a coordinated approach, we hope to relieve the potential pressure on the court system while also ensuring that tenants and landlords have every opportunity to benefit from the state's rental assistance program, Pritzker said in a statement. Grants are slated to cover back rents from July 2020 through June 2021, though rental assistance may be available for eligible tenants for July, August, and September of this year. The maximum grant amount is $25,000. Yeah, I mean, that's good. They have those grants available. The $25,000 might not cover the total amount that's owed by some of the tenants. And unfortunately, it says that the back rents are covered from July 2020 to June of 2021. But the eviction moratorium in Illinois, they even said it earlier in the article, has already been going on for 18 months. So that only covers looks like 12 months of back rent. So looks like even if a landlord was to get rental assistance, they won't be 100% compensated for all of their losses. So that's another bad deal right there. Households behind on their rent or at risk of eviction shouldn't wait to get help, Kristen Faust, executive director of the Illinois Housing Development Authority, said in a statement. IHDA staff is working to award these funds as quickly as possible to households in need. Funding is still available. The state funding comes through the $25 billion earmarked for the rental assistance programs at state and local levels that was part of the $900 billion stimulus relief bill Congress passed in December. The Illinois Department of Human Services also has programs available with no deadline for rental assistance and eviction mediation, and plans to reopen other federal funding sources in the fall with announcements in coming months. Yeah, I mean, it's good to hear that the state eviction moratorium isn't going to last any longer than the federal one. Unfortunately, all these provisions that they're putting on receiving the funds, the fact that you can't get fully compensated for what the tenant owes you, and the fact that they are hiding the evictions that are filed after the moratorium ends from the future landlords. I don't like that plan at all. Now, it's created to help tenants, but all it really does is put landlords in a worse place. And I hope that other states don't follow suit with this kind of program. So that's all I have to say.